Namaskar, Jai Shri Krishna. Rejuvenating text 34 and text 35-36 of chapter 14, The Disappearance of Lord Krishna of first canto creation of Srimad Bhagavatam. Text 34. Bhagwan P. Govindo Brahmanyo Bhaktavatsalah Kachit Pure Sudharmayam Sukhamasate Surud Vritaha. Is Lord Krishna the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who gives pleasure to the cows, the senses, and the brahmanas, who is very affectionate towards his devotees, enjoying the pious assembly at Dwarkapuri surrounded by friends. Here in this particular verse, the Lord is described as Bhagwan Govinda, Brahmanya and Bhaktavatsalah. He is Bhagwan Swayam, or the original Supreme Personality of Godhead, full with all opulences, all power, all knowledge, all beauty, all fame, and all renunciation. No one is equal to or greater than him. He is Govinda because he is the pleasure of the cows and the senses. Those who have purified their senses by the devotional service of the Lord can render unto him real service and thereby derive transcendental pleasure out of such purified senses. Only the impure conditioned living being cannot derive any pleasure from the senses, but being illusioned by false pleasures of the senses, he becomes servant of the senses. Therefore we need his protection for our own interest. The Lord is the protector of the cows and the Brahminical culture. A society devoid of cow protection and Brahminical culture is not under the direct protection of the Lord, just as the prisoners in the jails are not under the protection of the king, but under the protection of a severe agent of the king. Without cow protection and cultivation of the Brahminical qualities in human society, at least for a section of the members of society, no human civilization can prosper at any length. By Brahminical culture, the development of the dormant qualities of goodness, namely truthfulness, equanimity, sense control, forbearance, simplicity, general knowledge, transcendental knowledge, and firm faith in the Vedic wisdom, one can become a Brahman and thus see the Lord as he is. And after surpassing the Brahminical perfection, one has to become a devotee of the Lord so that his loving affection in the form of proprietor, master, friend, son, and lover can be transcendentally achieved. The stage of a devotee which attracts the transcendental affection of the Lord does not develop unless one has developed the qualities of a Brahman as above mentioned. The Lord is inclined to a Brahman of quality and not of false prestige. Those who are less than a Brahman by qualification cannot establish any relation with the Lord, just as fire cannot be kindled from the raw earth unless there is wood, although there is a relation between wood and the earth. Since the Lord is all perfect in himself, there could not be any question of his welfare, and Maharaj Yudhishthir refrained from asking this question. He simply inquired about his residential place Dwarkapuri, where pious men assemble. The Lord stays only where pious men assemble and takes pleasure in their glorifying the supreme truth. Maharaj Yudhishthir was anxious to know about the pious men and their pious acts in the city of Dwarka. Texts 35-36. Mangalaya cha lokanam kshemaya cha bhavaya cha aste yadu kulambo dhavatyo ananta sakha puman यदबाहु दंड गुप्तायां स्वपुर्यां यदवो अर्चिताः क्रीडन्ति परमानंदम महापौरुषिका इव. The original personality of Godhead, the enjoyer, and Balram, the primeval Lord Ananta, are staying in the ocean of the Yadu dynasty for the welfare, protection, and general progress of the entire universe. And the members of the Yadu dynasty, being protected by the arms of the Lord, are enjoying life like the residents of the spiritual sky. As we have discussed many times, the personality of Godhead, Vishnu, resides within each and every universe in two capacities, namely as the Garbhodakshay Vishnu and the Shirodakshay Vishnu. The Shirodakshay Vishnu has his own planet on the northern top of the universe, and there is a great ocean of milk where the Lord resides on the bed of the Ananta incarnation of Baldev. Thus, Maharaj Yudhishthir has compared the Yadu dynasty to the ocean of milk and Shri Balram to the Ananta where Lord Krishna resides. He has compared the citizens of Dwarka to the liberated inhabitants of the Vaikuntha Lokas. Beyond the material sky, further than we can see with our eyes, and beyond the sevenfold coverings of the universe, there is the causal ocean in which all the universes are floating like footballs, and beyond the causal ocean there is an unlimited span of spiritual sky, generally known as the effulgence of Brahma. Within this effulgence there are innumerable spiritual planets, and they are known as the Vaikuntha planets. Each and every Vaikuntha planet is many times bigger than the biggest universe within the material world, and in each of them there are innumerable inhabitants who look exactly like Lord Vishnu. These inhabitants are known as the Mahapurushikas, or persons directly engaged in the service of the Lord. They are happy in those planets and are without any kind of misery, and they live perpetually in full youthfulness, enjoying life in full bliss and knowledge, without fear of birth, death, old age or disease, and without the influence of Kal, eternal time. Maharaj Yudhishthira has compared the inhabitants of Dwarka to the Mahapurushikas of Vaikuntha Lok because they are so happy with the Lord. In the Bhagavad Gita, there are many references to the Vaikuntha Lokas, and they are mentioned there as Mother Dham, or the kingdom of the Lord. Hare Krishna.